Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? First of all, I am super excited to share with everyone my new personal brand, Keeping It Realty with Realtor Rein. I wanted to convey to everyone through my branding that I am honest, transparent, and real as one can be, and that I strive to promote and protect my clients' best interests through excellence and quality of service. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about real estate. In this video, I will be discussing some of the fundamental real estate concepts, including standard definitions of terms common in the real estate industry. Are you ready? Let's get down to basics. The first item that I want to discuss is the parties that are involved in real estate transactions. A brokerage is a corporation, partnership, or sole proprietorship that trades in real estate on behalf of others for compensation. When the brokerage has listed properties for sale, the brokerage is identified as the listing brokerage. When a brokerage is working with a buyer, the brokerage can be referred to as either the cooperating brokerage or the buyer's brokerage. A brokerage is deemed as a cooperating brokerage when a seller has listed their property for sale with a different brokerage, while the brokerage working with the buyer is a cooperating brokerage in the sale of the property with the listing brokerage. So let's say ABC Realty is selling a property and is representing the seller, while XYZ Realty is representing the buyer. In this case, XYZ Realty is the cooperating brokerage. A brokerage is deemed as a buyer's brokerage when the seller does not have their property listed with any brokerage, but instead are selling their property privately. These are what you call as FSBOs, or for sale by owners. Another party that is involved in real estate transactions are your salespersons or agents. An agent working with a seller is what you call as a listing agent, while an agent working with a buyer is what you call a buyer's agent. The third party that is involved in a real estate transaction is your seller or your buyer. A seller is a party who offers the property for sale, while a buyer is a party who seeks to purchase a property. The last party who is involved in a real estate transaction is your landlord or your tenant. A landlord is a person or a corporation that owns a property that is leased to another rather than being occupied by the owner. A tenant, on the other hand, is a corporation or a person who occupies a property that is owned by another. Another name for a landlord is a lessor, while a tenant is also called a lessee. The next item I want to discuss is the terms relating to the scope of ownership. It is important to understand and identify what remains in the property when it is sold by all parties involved. Real estate refers to the tangible aspects of the property. So what do I mean by tangible? Tangible in this context means anything that can be touched, and includes the lands and buildings upon it. Real property, on the other hand, includes both tangible and intangible aspects. Intangible means the aspects cannot be touched but add value to the property, such as rights. These are the rights to possess, use, own, or sell real estate. Next one is personal property. Personal property is movable and referred to as consumer goods. These are your fixtures and chattels. Fixtures are securely attached, usually permanently, and are to remain upon the sale of the property. Chattels, on the other hand, are movable items such as appliances and are typically excluded from the sale of the property. It is important to ensure that any personal property to be included or excluded from the sale are indicated in the agreement of purchase and sale. Now that we got our basic terminologies out of the way, let's move on to residential structures. We will be distinguishing structures that are either attached or detached, and dwelling units that are either single-family units or multi-unit dwellings. Detached structures, also commonly referred to as standalone structures, are located on an individual lot and is often preferred by buyers who want more privacy and the ability to make changes to the property without the input of a neighbor. Attached structures, as the name implies, has at least one component attached to another structure, such as your party walls. A party wall is a dividing partition between two adjoining structures or dwelling units that is shared by the occupants of each residences. A townhouse is a prime example of this type of structure and are usually built in denser population areas. A dwelling unit is described as a self-contained housing unit with one or more habitable rooms containing at a minimum at least a kitchen, a bathroom, and an exit from the building. Some examples of a single-family dwelling unit include bungalows, 1.5 stories, 2-story, and split level. Multi-unit dwellings, on the other hand, include your duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes. A duplex is a building divided into 2 individual dwelling units, while a triplex is divided into 3 individual dwelling units, and so on and so forth. Multi-unit dwellings are popular amongst real estate investors as they usually generate passive rental income. And there you have it, folks. I hope that at the end of this video, you've gained valuable information in some of the fundamental real estate concepts, such as the parties involved in real estate transactions, scope of ownership, and different types of residential structures. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. This is your one and only Rein signing out. A bientôt et à la prochaine!